Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Virgo, you are up for the December 2021 Tarot Energy Reading. Before I go any further, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, Virgo, just a heads up, this will be a short reading. I'm doing this reading different from the way that I've done other readings. I'm using 5 decks. I'm using the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. I'm using the Under the Roses deck. I'm using 2 of my custom tarot decks that I made. And then also I'm using the Gypsy Tarot deck, and I'm taking 1 card from each deck. Now, if more than 1 card comes out, I will more than likely take them, but the plan is to take 1 card from each deck. As I always say with any reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. All right, let's go ahead and get started. May I have the energy for Virgo for December 2021? May I have the energy for Virgo for December 2021? What is the message that Virgo needs to hear? What is the message that Virgo needs to hear? May I have a card for Virgo, please? Okay, Virgo, 2 cards came out. All right. So, wow. The first card is Sakuyant, which is scarcity. And the second card is Mami Wada, which is naked? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Scarcity and naked. Let me start with the first card that came out. So this one is Sakuyant, number 21. Also, maybe the number 21 is significant to you. All right, Sakuyant, shadow of scarcity. Trinidad, dysphoria, temple, shadows, element, air. Beauty by day and hag by night. Sakuyant is an energy vampire. Oh, Virgo, you might have some energy vampires around you. Okay, is an energy vampire, also known throughout the diaspora as Ol Hig or Boo Hag. Whether energy or blood for vampires, there is never enough to go around. Sakuyant, shadow guidance. You have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasures, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches, embodiment. Stop going to the ocean and asking for a thimbleful of water. It doesn't feel like it when you're desperate, but scarcity and lack are an illusion. Okay. Prosperity is believing that there is an overflow, more than enough love, happiness, well-being, and money to go around. Vampires take from others because they don't have enough life force for themselves. You know what? I never really thought about that, but that kind of makes sense because they have to, okay, I'm having a moment. Don't mind me. Let me get back to reading this. That is scarcity consciousness. When you embody lack, you are always hungry, tired, and jealous. Make a gratitude list. What are you grateful for right now? Your declaration is, my blessings always overflow. I'm picking up 2 messages on the scarcity card. I'm trying to bring it. Hold on. With this camera, it's always difficult. And the lighting isn't the best right now. But you see, with this, I'm getting 2 messages on this. You see how on one side is like night and the other side is day? I honestly feel that for some of you, you are in the scarcity mindset thing. For others of you, and this is just the energy I'm receiving. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel that your relationship with someone doesn't have to be love. It can be whatever. It can be family, friends, coworker. Take your pick. A relationship is forcing you into that mindset, if that makes sense. Where some of you naturally have a scarcity mindset, like there isn't enough, like you always need more. And then for others of you, you're dealing with another energy, another person in your life, where they have you in the mindset or under the impression that you may need more to maintain the relationship that you have with the individual. Do you see where I'm coming from on that? So I'm trying to think, what's a good example? I need an example. Okay, this is very shallow, but still it'll get the point across. Let's say that you are dating someone. And again, like I said, this doesn't have to be about love or anything like that. This is just an example. Let's say you're dating someone. Let's say the person that you're dealing with says, okay, I don't eat at these type of restaurants. The only restaurants I eat at are 4-star restaurants and higher. Well, if you're dealing with that person, and let's say that you're the person who may have to pay sometimes or all of the time, depending on what the dynamic of the relationship is, then you already know, okay, well, if we're going to get something to eat from a restaurant, it has to be 4-star or higher. They will not accept a 3-star restaurant or a 2-star restaurant or whatever. In other words, they're not going to accept McDonald's. They're not going to take Burger King. They're not going to take Wendy's, even though Wendy's has the best hamburgers. I don't care what anybody. Wendy's and Burger King, they have the best hamburgers, period. But I digress. But they're not going to take, Wendy's. They're not going to take Burger King. They're not going to take McDonald's. You know that you have to take them to somewhere where the dining is a little bit more on a higher level. Therefore, the cost will be a little bit more on a higher level. Obviously, what you pay at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, or Hardee's, or Hardee's, as some people call it, you're not going to pay that amount in a restaurant if you go to, let's say, Red Lobster or even IHOP, because IHOP is a little bit more expensive than the fast food restaurants. But you know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with this individual that has this mindset that they will not accept a certain way of eating. And this is just an example. So you're like, okay, I always have to have money to pay for this person's taste. I always have to have money to meet their requirements, versus with someone else, they may just be like, I don't care, we can go to Wendy's. I don't care, we can go to McDonald's. Wherever you want to eat at, that's fine with me. Long as the food is cooked and clean, I'm good. It's a different type of dynamic. Do you see where I'm coming from? So for some of you, I feel that yes, you're in the scarcity mindset on your own. For others of you, I feel that part of the reason you're in a scarcity mindset is due to a relationship that you may have with someone because of something that they may be demanding from you that usually other people around you in your orbit don't demand. I'm trying to think of another example. Or, okay, I'll give you this example. When you, let's say, flying on an airplane, someone's like, well, I don't fly first class. I don't fly coach. I only fly business class or first class. So if you're paying for that, or if they're going on a trip, or if they're going somewhere, then, and you have to go with them, then they will expect you to pay for a business class ticket or a first class ticket. They're not going to accept a coach ticket. Another thing, this is just a random example. If you're dealing with someone who's like, okay, I expect someone to text me within 15, or reply to my text within 15 minutes of me sending a text. You're dealing with someone like that. It's not where they text someone and then they receive a text an hour or two later. They're like, okay, no, I want a text within 15 minutes of the text I received. It's almost like there's someone in your orbit that's demanding stuff of you, but it's like it's not enough. Could be a boss where it's like, okay, this is how I want this work done. Even though doing the work another way would totally be fine. But the boss is like, no, I want it done this way. I think there was, who was that? I'm trying to think what movie that was from. Oh, it was Casino. When he said to him, he was trying to explain to him that he was doing it the right way. He said, and then Robert De Niro's character, he said, look, there's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's my way. So, and you may have a boss that doesn't care about the right way or the wrong way. The boss only wants it done their way. And that's taking more from, because it's like, it's taking more energy from you because you're having to meet their demands. You're having to live up to it, their expectations, as if you're not giving enough. You may have that going on. So I honestly feel that some of you may be dealing with a situation like that in regards to scarcity, where you're feeling like you don't have enough, or you're feeling like you're unable to give enough of what someone is requesting of you. All right, so there's scarcity. The second card is Mami Wata, and that is naked. Let me go ahead and go to that right quick. All right, Mami Wata, goddess of emotional nakedness, diaspora, temple, griots, element, water. Mami Wata and her sisters live in the Ikpoba River in Benin City, Nigeria. But the ancient mermaid goddess is her own global pantheon. Mami Wata influences emotions and gifts her followers with clairvoyance and healing powers. Mami Wata's guidance: hide no more. The emotional nakedness you avoid is your superpower, not your shame. Embodiment: being emotionally naked means being vulnerable enough for the real you to shine through. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Practice being transparent. Start with the people closest to you. Say, I haven't been showing the whole me, but I am starting today. Have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people please. Did this not just go into what I was just saying? I'm going to read this again. Have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people pleasing. Back to the scarcity thing right quick. Didn't I say for some of you, I feel like you're trying to live up to someone's expectations? For some of you, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm just a person sitting here reading the tarot cards and the energy, and this is just what's coming to me. But I was telling you that I honestly feel the scarcity mindset is coming from, for some of you, you're attempting to live up to someone's expectations or to deliver to someone's demands, and they're sucking out your energy. It's like an energy vampire. And you're in the scarcity because they're taking from you, and you have this lack mindset for some of you. And then with this Mami Wata card, where it's talking about have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people pleasing. Somebody's gonna have to speak up. That's what I'm picking. It's next sentence. I just said that without even knowing what the next sentence was. The next sentence says, speak your truth. Share your story. Cultivate an appreciation for vulnerability in others. Become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable. You need to speak up. And that's going to be the title of this. You need to speak up, Virgo. That's what's going on. That's why these two cards came out together. That makes sense. Okay. It says, the declaration is, I have the courage to be vulnerable. Virgo, some of you are in a situation where you're not speaking up. That's what's going on. And due to your not speaking up, and it's where you're taking all of these emotional hits, it's putting you in the scarcity mindset where you're feeling you're not measuring up. But this card, Mami Wata, is saying that you need to be vulnerable. You need to voice how you're feeling and speak your truth. Why am I 15 minutes in and I'm just on these two cards and I hadn't got to the other three or other four yet? Wow. Whew, that was a lot. Virgo, you done took a lot out of me, and I hadn't even got through half the reading yet. Okay. You need to speak up. That's going to be the title of this. Let me go ahead and go to the next card right quick. Under the Roses. May I have a card for Virgo, please, for December 2021? May I have a card for Virgo, please, for December? Thank you. Whoa, the deck just fell down. Virgo, some of you might be getting ready to fall over. And guess what card came out? Whip. And I already know what this is. Some of you, there's some verbal abuse going on. I don't even have to read for this. So you need to speak up. Because now I'm starting to get irritated. I'm getting irritated because of how someone's treating you. Whip. Hardships, arguments, conflict, suffering, purging, abuse, anger, pain, repetition, addictions, physical activity, sexual chemistry, oh my, passion, intensity, things that are repeated such as sex, physical fitness, or arguments. Something's telling me part of the deck fell over, but I'm talking to you while I'm getting it together. Something is telling me that there's some type of physical abuse going on or verbal abuse going on. There's some type of abuse going on is what's happening. And you need to speak up. Because something just said to me, no means no. You need to speak up. You need to put your foot down, Virgo. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If this is not your story, don't try to make it fit. But for those that this is resonating with, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. You need to speak up. Period. So, don't be anybody's whipping boy or whipping girl or whatever. Don't let anybody come in and talk to you any kind of way. Because all they're doing is draining your energy. And you're not speaking up because you're feeling like you're not enough back in that scarcity. But you need to have those uncomfortable conversations. Being naked, emotionally naked, and letting them know how you feel and you don't appreciate their verbal or mental or physical or whatever abuse may be going on. So I just want to throw that out there. The you need to speak up is really, 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 like, I can't get it out of my head right now. May I have a card for Virgo, please, for December? May I have a card for Virgo, please, for December 2021? May I have a card for Virgo, please? Thank you. Right, my other deck, right quick. May I have a card for Virgo, please? May I have a... Thank you. Interesting. All right. So in the first custom deck card that came out, city starts with an S. City starts with an S, as in Singapore. No, Singapore is a country. No, Singapore is a city. Had to think. Oh, wait a minute. Is Singapore a country? I get mixed up. Yeah, Singapore is a city. I'm trying to think of another city. What's another city that starts with the S? I'm just throwing cities out there. St. Louis. There we go. So, yeah. So, S is in St. Louis. But regardless, city starts with an S. So, either you live in a city that starts with an S, they live in a city that starts with an S, or someone is about to come into your orbit in December from a city that starts with an S, or you're about to visit or move to a city that starts with an S. But if this resonates with you, city that starts with an S, then obviously there's something in this message for you. Clearly, not every Virgo that listens to this is going to deal with a city that starts with the S. But for those who do, where it may happen in December, where something happens, someone may ask you to go on vacation to a city that starts with an S. Maybe somebody's going to ask you to go to Singapore. Who knows? But city starts with an S. You know what? The other card is blue, and something just said to me, St. Thomas, to the islands. Is anybody going on a Caribbean vacation to the Caribbean? Because St. Thomas is in the Caribbean. Is anybody going on a cruise or something like that? Maybe because there's St. Thomas, St. Lucia. I used to work for a cruise line. St. Thomas, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, all of those saints in the Caribbean. Is anybody going to the Caribbean? And especially with this card being a mermaid, someone might be asking you to go on a vacation in December. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, the color blue is the card that came out for the other deck. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to deal with water, as in blue. It could be blue dress, it could be blue hair, it could be blue eyes. Anything related to the color blue. Maybe some of you are feeling blue. Going back to for those of you who are dealing with an individual or individuals that have you in this scarcity mindset where they are disrupting your energy, they're draining your energy. That could be going on too, where some people have you feeling blue. Also, I think of blue as in blue and purple for marks, going back to whip with the physical abuse part if that is going on. Again, you need to speak up. But there may be something of significance in the month of December related to the color blue. So be on the lookout for something related to the color blue. All right. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. May I have a card for Virgo? Okay, I'll take it. This is 8 of Cups. This is walking away. Virgo, some of you, the song that just started playing through my head, who is that song by? Is it 9 Inch Nails? Not 9, Twisted Sister. That's who it's by. The song, We're Not Gonna Take It. You know, see, you need to speak up. I'm having throat issues already. The song, We're Not Gonna Take It. Da, 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 da. We ain't gonna take that song. You, 8 of Cups is telling me someone's gonna walk away from a situation. Cups is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Maybe you could be dealing with the Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces and they're gonna walk away, or either you're just gonna embody this 8 of Cups energy and you're gonna walk away. Is what you're going to do. Going back to the vacation thing, maybe some of you are like, you know what, I'm going to take a vacation, because don't forget 8 of Cups is a travel card as well. Going back to the blue, going back to the mermaid, I honestly feel like somebody may be going to the Caribbean. I really, really do. Which cruises are cheap right now, too. So, and a lot of people, like my parents would go to the Caribbean during December. So some of you might be going to the Caribbean during December, because the Caribbean is on my mind. Doesn't have to be. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But for others of you, there is something about leaving a situation, too, in doing that. And also, don't forget, the next card after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. When the person is walking away from something with the 8 of Cups energy, they're walking to get their 9th cup. They're walking towards their wish fulfillment. So some of you may be in a situation that might be abusive. It could be on the job. You could be saying, okay, you know what? I've had enough. Again, that song, we're not going to take it. We ain't going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. You might be like, I'm quitting this job. What about your 2 weeks notice? What about my 2 weeks notice? I don't have to give you a 2 weeks notice. I'm quitting. Deuces. So some of you might walk out on your job in December. I can see that energy too, as well. It's like there may be a moment where your boss says something to you, and it's the straw that breaks the camel's back, where you're like, you know what? Life is too short. Let me pack my stuff and get on out of here. And then you may not even come in the next day. You may not even give a notice. You may just be like, all right, let me look for another job. They call and email and talking about where Virgo at? Where Virgo at? Virgo usually here at 8 a.m. or Virgo's usually clocked in if you work remotely. Virgo's usually clocked in on the computer by 8 a.m. Virgo hadn't clocked in yet. Nope, sure hasn't. Virgo left. I'm seeing that energy too. Regardless, the 8 of Cups is about walking away from a situation. Cups deal with emotions. So it's about being emotionally fulfilled. The reason that the 8 of Cups appears is because there is an emotion, there is a situation where someone is emotionally unfulfilled. So they need to find emotional fulfillment. You're not getting emotional fulfillment in a situation. This walking away from me is showing that's when you speak up. But going back to what I said at the beginning, you need to speak up. That's what you need to do. All right. So Virgo, that is what I have for you for December. kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Virgo, be blessed.